All right, so local racing started yesterday in at Quebec. That was on a Tuesday. We continue with midweek racing coming through from KZN. We're on the poly track as we go through to Greyville Racecourse, Hollywood Bets Greyville for a 12:40 start to that first of eight. A very competitive card. And of course, that Bipart and other exotics, I think, could be the way to go. But we often say that and find that it is very much form results. Well, let's have a look at race number one. And we've got a couple of scratchings. They are the three, Feel the Wind, and the 11, Chow. Baby Chow, who would have been the biggest outsider in the race. But looking at the other side of the spectrum, it is going to be a keenly fought starter to that Bipart. And a man to tell us more is Mr. Gary John Citron, who I'm sure has been burning the candle at both ends to put together a winning selections. Morning to you, Gary John.
Morning, Cesar, and morning to the public.
Indeed. And of course, so we're looking at a very competitive starter to that Bipart, and it just gets more competitive as we go through the afternoon, but a very good card put together.
Yes, Cesar, it's not a bad card at all. There's a little bit of value later in the day. So, yes, hopefully we can get the money today.
Well, let's leave you the floor. The floor is yours. Let's get into that Bipart selection for race number one.
Cecil, in the first leg, I had to make my best bet for the day, number 7, Sun in My Pocket. I had a bet on it last night at 17 to 10. I see the money's come very strong for it. Just speaking on its last run to Danton from Santon over the 1200, it showed a lot of speed, this horse. And the form line has been very strong, in my opinion. Obviously, there was a horse that ran 17 lengths behind Dan from Santon in there called Loon Light that came out to win by 4 lengths. It also ran against winners, and I feel this form line is stronger than the rest. I really like that the trainer has dropped it back to the 1,000. Obviously, it's been over 1,200 both its runs, and it showed a lot of speed, this horse, last time out. So I really like Sun in My Pocket. I think it's going to have everything its own way. It should clear away from them at the 400, and hopefully that will be it. I do have respect for number 1. It's coming off a layoff and also ran in a winner's race, but I just feel that Sun in My Pocket's going to have first run on it, and hopefully I'll be shouting this one home.
Well, enough said, and we can see that that is your banker, a confident banker in the first leg of the Bipart, which is an outlay of 64 Rand. And a reminder, local racing commences with race 1 at 20 minutes to 1. All right, you're watching Waited to Win, proudly brought to you by Betway, and of course, the proud sponsors of the newly launched PSL, Betway PSL, which is in its first round. I think that first round completes this afternoon or today, Wednesday. And of course, the big match in the first round was that Sundowns Super Sport at Swanay Derby. Right, let's get into race number 2, the first leg of the place accumulated here. We have got the 3, Dashing Duchess, who's been supported in from 33 to 10, in to 22 to 10. Number 4, Jonah the Wad, is at 24 to 10. That's an adjustment. 11 to 4 is the 10. Oh, Mandy, 5 to 1, 8, Roy taking off, 9 to 1. The 5, Amber Eyes, at 16s and better. Of course, the reason for the adjustments. Number 6, Fate Decreed, is a scratching, and that has meant a 25% deduction on all winning bets struck prior. And the 9 is Shiny Silver, not such an impact as far as the market is concerned. Right, the scratching Fate Decreed, Mr. Gary John, would that have been a part of your selections for that first leg of the PA?
Cecil, no, I never had it in with the scratching or without it. I never had it in. I went numbers 3 and 4. My first choice has to be Dashing Duchess. Hopefully, Sun in My Pocket would have franked the form by now on its last run. It wasn't the greatest run, I must admit, but just going back to its previous form to Siberian Winter, it wasn't the worst run. There were winners out of there. Blind Speed, we all know, Princess Palace, and a few others. Then just going back to its first run to Quid Pro Quo. It was only 10 lengths behind there, and there's also been lots of winners out of there. Million Voices, Ethereal View, Magical View. So I have to lean towards Dashing Duchess here. Once again, in this race, the speed's not going to be on. This horse is stepping up to the 1,400 meters. I would really like to see this in front. and Serena riding the double the first two races. Then just speaking on my second choice, Joan the Watt, it's done nothing wrong. I am a bit scared that it's a brass, but for PAs and bar pots, I'm sure it will definitely be there. It's ultra consistent. It's versatile. Runs on the poly and the grass. I think it's good enough to be in the top three. So I'm really leaning strong towards number 3 and 4. I'm going to try beat the 10 year and hopefully we can get a small result.
All right, so that is an outlay of 96 Rand to that PA 3 and 4. And the banker will come about in the penultimate leg. That is race number 7, and that is the number 10. Voldemort, who's overdue that next career win. The off time to race number 2, that is the first leg of the PA, is 13:15. All right, so we continue our build-up to the big one at the end of November. That is the 2024 renewal of the Betway Summer Cup. A new increased fee will be part of the big attraction on that particular occasion, or this edition of the Summer Cup. But we have a lot of us, the Betway sponsored meetings that will be taking place between now and at the end of the month. And case in point is tomorrow's Vol meeting that will be sponsored by Betway. Right, let's have a look at race number 3. Race 3 is the first leg of the Pick 6. 11 Miss Paget is at 3-1. 9-2 is 3 Sky Tricks. 7 Jazz Diva 5-1. The 9 Pour Some Sugar on Me is at 11-2. It's 7-1 and Better Bar those. Good to see Pour Some Sugar on Me continues to hold a former for the Dennis Bosch stable. Rachel Fennicker gets a good tune out of this 5-year-old daughter of Captain of All. 6 rides for 2 wins, 2 seconds, and 2 fourths rather. There is a scratching, a very important scratching that has seen the adjustment to the bettings, and that is of the Glistian owned number 6, Tom Iris. Right, take us through that first leg of the Pick 6. We should be underway with our first handicap at 10 minutes to 2, Gary John.
Cecil, I found this race very hard to dissect. I gave every single runner in this field a chance here. Just speaking on Miss Paget, on form, this looks the right horse in the race. I'm very scared of the draw 11, but its run to Perilla was a really good run. Zinekele was in there. This is really strong for poly form compared to this bunch. But like I said, I'm very scared of the draw. Just speaking on Jazz Diva, this is my first choice. I do know Pour Some Sugar on Me does have it held, but it was coming off a layoff last time, and I feel that it just needed the run. And today it should reverse the form line on that, in my opinion. Then also speaking on Sky Tricks, I have respect for it. I think its run to Blue Horizon last time wasn't a bad run at all. It's trying the poly for the first time. So I had to give that a bit of a chance. And then just if you're looking for some value in this race, Ethereal View. I'm willing to put a line through its last 2 runs. Also trying the poly for the first time. But a run that sticks out to me is the 3 lengths to Quid Pro Quo over the 1200 at Scottsville, and even the runs before that, the 1.9 lengths to Grey Fantasy and Just Reckless 2.4 lengths. I really feel this horse at 20-something to 1 is definitely worth a little bit of a nibble at that price. I feel that it's priced up wrong in this field.
Well, you've gone the field, and I'm glad that the 10, a beautiful run here, is part of that field, because that certainly comes in with a decent form. And then on that run to Magical View is best in with the 7 Jazz Diva and Pour Some Sugar on Me by that half a kilo. Right, we get into race 4. The first jackpot gets underway with the fillies and mares at 76. We extend the distance to 1,700 meters, and this is off at 14 at 25. So this is race number 4. No scratchings to speak of, no equipment. In fact, equipment change on the outside of number 8 to give us choice. Grace, rather, that has the blinkers on. Atandu Mgudlo back aboard. He's ridden it once upon a time. Now, looking at the betting, 11 State Secret from the Canterbury stable in those crabby associates with Craig Zaki aboard is at 33 to 10. 4 to 1, the 7 Green Valkyrie. The 6 Summer Song 9 to 2. The 5 Spring Kiss 5 to 1. The 2 Kiss Otten 11 to 2. 6 to 1 rather. About a reason maiden winner, that is the 4 Facile. And then it's 12 to 1 and a Better Bar those. So 33 to 10. And I had a sneak peek at your pick six. Obviously, you put it up after the preview to race number 3, Gary John. And of course, you didn't go too wide here. You went 2 horses in this second leg, and you've left out State Secret. Pray tell.
Cecil, over here, I took my stand with Spring Kiss and Green Valkyrie. My reason for leaving State Secret out is, once again, I'm scared of the draw 11. I know it does have Spring Kiss and Green Valkyrie held on its last run, but it is trying the poly for the first time, and I'm a bit worried about that. You're talking about Spring Kiss and Green Valkyrie are really hard knockers on the poly. Obviously, speaking of Green Valkyrie, this horse has done nothing wrong since it's come to Durban. All its poly runs have been really good in my eyes, and especially its last run. I feel that the 1400 was a bit short for it, and I also feel that it could have finished a bit closer. Now stepping up to the 1700, I am a little bit scared of the extra 100 meters, but we have to stick. We have to take a chance somewhere. And then just speaking about my clear danger, Spring Kiss, I know this horse will definitely stay the 1700. Also a really nice poly horse. It was finishing quite strongly last time on the grass. I'm going strong here with numbers 5 and 7. If I had to have lean towards anything, it will be Green Valkyrie. So yes, over here, maybe play some swingers 5 and 7. I really like these two horses to take us through to the next leg.
All right, so he's taking a stance not only in his pick six, but his jackpot as well. 5 and 7 in that first leg, 167 leg 2, and then it's back to the 2 horse format for the last 2 legs, 6 and 8 by 4 and 10, and that's an outlay of 24 rand. You've got to be on that first jackpot by 14 at 25. Well, whilst we've been discussing the meeting at Hollywood Bets Greyville for this midweek Wednesday, of course, we shouldn't overlook the opportunities, many betting opportunities on a card like this to get involved in, namely the million jackpot, which would be starting with selections as of race 1 or 2, race number 8, and one of the races would be one that gives you the opportunity to select a placing horse rather than a winning horse. And thus far, yes, a few hard luck stories, but certainly looks to be one that, if catchable, will make you an instant rich man. Right, let's go to race number 5, a Tab Gold Soccer, 10, a marriage rated 88. It's over the mile, and here we've got the 1 Shoe Fella into 22 to 10 from 24 to 10. The 4 Stable Companion down by the river, 9 to 2. It's 5 to 1 about the 6 Denali. It's 11 to 2 and better by those. So Peter Muscat, a very, very strong hand in this marriage rated 88 first leg of jackpot 2. And there was me thinking you're going to suggest that it is all the way in with the Muscat coupling. That is the 1 and 4 swingers, exactors, the lot. But you've gone the other way. You've gone a 1 and 7, I do believe. Al Dante.
Yes, Cecil. Just speaking on my first choice here, Shoe Fella, I really like how this horse has improved with the blinkers on. It seems to love the poly. And just speaking on its last run, when they stepped it up to the 1600, the gap got very tight for it and it bombarded its way through to win going away. I really like that. And it's also only carrying 54 kilos. I also feel that Tristan probably had the choice between 1 and 4. I had to lean towards number 1 slightly over the 4. If you guys do want to add the 4 in, I don't blame you one bit. It's definitely a big runner. I just have a question mark for the poly for Down by the River. Then speaking on number 6, Dana Alley, it's also done nothing wrong. It ran a good race last time. It beat a good field on the poly. I just feel that Shoe Fella, I had to choose it over it because I just think there's more to come from it. And then my clear second choice is Al Dante. It has run on the poly first time out in his career. It never ran a bad race. So this one should definitely take to the poly. And I really like its last win where it beats Salukwe and Birthright. And we also saw Salukwe the way it won on the weekend. It won really well against a strong bunch. So yes, I'm in the camp here on numbers 1 and 7. But my first choice is definitely number 1.
Yes, 1 and 7, and of course, so we know the 7 horse, that last victory was shrouded in a lot of controversy. Of course, the boardroom controversy, as far as the objection as to the merits of that objection. That is the start of Jackpot 2, and that is race 5 off at 3 o'clock. Don't forget, we've got the Champions League, the first round continuing this evening. This is a Wednesday, and of course, the best platform to have a soccer bet or take a selection of soccer bets is none other than Betway. And of course, you can pull out your money when you have got the result that you want in running, but I think that's up to the halftime. Go onto the website and everything will be clearly explained to you. That is a platform. Betway. Right, let's talk about race number 6, the first leg of the last pick 3. Now, this is a merit rated 79 over the 1400 meters, and in race number 6, the 2 neither here nor there. Another Peter Muscat charges at 9-2, having been adjusted in from 5-1 due to some money coming in. 9-2 is the 8 Moya Wala Liga. 11 Run to Rio 5-1, 6-1 in from 13-2 is the 6 Winter Waves. It is 15-2 and better bar those. Well, I can't say the luck of the draw goes with the 8 of Moya Wala Liga. Every time you are on the show, it's a wide draw. Penultimate run 15 out of 15. And then this last run was 10 out of 10 when you were very bullish about Moya Wala Liga, and a good run. Just finishing less than a length to a Heaven's Will. You're prepared to overlook the wide draw once again, I see, and you've gone 2 horses here.
Yes, Cecil, just speaking on Moya La Liga, its last run on the poly was a really good run from draw 10 out of 10. I really liked it that day. It was a bit stiff. But yes, on form, I think La Liga will definitely be in the top 3 here. And then just speaking on my first choice, Winter Waves, I do know that Moya La Liga and Sweeper Keeper both have it held on the run to release me on the poly. But that day, Winter Waves was drawn 9 out of 10 and it got bumped around quite a bit. So I'm willing to put a line through that run, and I think it could reverse the form on both those horses over here. I think this horse has been dying for the 1400 again on the poly. I really like with Rachel with the -1.5. It's my clear first choice here. And then just speaking on Sweeper Keeper, I have healthy respect for it. It can definitely pop up, but I had to lean towards Moya La Liga over it. And I also have respect for number 2, neither here nor there. It's first time on the poly. It could be anything. And also Muscat's also in a bit of good form. So yes, I see the race here 6-8-1.
6-8-1, the Winter Waves being the first choice, and of course you've got 10 Aberdeen. Unfortunately, why I've drawn, because I do know that the stable did like it. It was made out there public after they'd won an earlier race that was at Scottsville. Going over ground that time, drops back in trip may just improve. That is race number 6, leg 1 of the last pick 3. We're now into the penultimate race of the afternoon, and that is the last chance to get involved in a double race. And number 7 is due off at 8 minutes past 4 with the running of a merit rated 79, and that's over the 1400 meters, a field of 10. And looking at the favoritism, that's with the 4 Double Olympic, who's been adjusted in from 15-4. In fact, overnight was at 9-2 and is now at 7-2. Number 3, Giambattista, is at 9-2. It's a 5-1, the 5 and Night Warrior. Number 6, a Benny Area, 11-2. The 7, Akanyisa Indlela, is at 11-2. And then the 10, Voldemort, is at 11-2. We stop there because that'll be the center of our discussion. This was a banker in the pick 6 for Mr. Gary John. But just touching on the favorite before we get to your selection here, Mr. Gary John, it's looking at the 6 Double Olympic, obviously neither here nor there, should give us confidence as to whether that Sunset Riot form will work out on the poly. But I always am fascinated by you tipsters, because when it suits you, the draws are too wide. But Voldemort, you don't want to know. 10 out of 10, and you've still banked it in the pick 6.
Yes, Cecil, I haven't banked it in my pick 6. I've actually banked it in my jackpot 2.
Yes.
Yes, just speaking on the draw with Voldemort, I don't see the draw being a problem for it, whether it gets dropped out or goes up handy. I feel this horse loves the poly and it's run against a lot stronger than this bunch. I have healthy respect for Double Olympic. Its first run in Durban was an absolute cracker. And just going to its previous Cape Town form to Mo Kapitana, it's Raining William, Dance Variety, Pineapple Express. I have healthy respect for this horse, a Double Olympic. I think it's definitely found the right field where it can win. I really like numbers 4 and 10 here. If you are looking for a bit of value, I don't have it in my bets. There's a horse called Future Saint. It's run to officer in command on the poly last time, coming off a rest. Can definitely pop up. So if you guys want to look for some value there, number 1 should be definitely included. But I'm strong here with number 10 to win this race, and my second choice will be Double Olympic.
Thank you so much, Gary John. And just to confirm, he didn't bank him in his picks. He's actually gone on the 3, 4, and 10 route in that penultimate leg. It is in one of the jackpots that he has banked at number 10 of Voldemort, looking for that overdue 5th win in race number 7. All right, this is a Weighted to Win coming to a conclusion as far as previewing the Hollywood Betfair Greyville meeting, which commences at 12:40, with the curtain coming down on the meeting with race 8 at 18 minutes at 2:05. Now, as far as race number 8 is concerned, it's the 3, Lulu the Legend, at 28 to 10. That has recently been shortened in. Overnight was 33 to 10, 3 to 1 was taken, and is now at 28 to 10. Number 7, Arilina, after a lengthy break, came back at the Vaal and won oh so impressively. It says 2.25 lengths, but it was just a exercise gallop for Arilina in the colours of Minor Pandaram at 28 to 10. The 1, Hippocrates, is at 11 to 2. 11 to 2 is the 4, Pretty Analia, and then it's 15 to 2 and Better Bar those. We had the scratching of the 9, Canatonic. That was sometime yesterday. Now, Gary John, Arilina did impress one and all, and of course we watched the race in the gazebo at the Vaal with Vicky, as well as owner Mr. Manu Pandaram, and of course he was expecting nothing less, and it did say there was a bit of a setback as far as the career is concerned, hence that lengthy layoff.
Yes, Cecil. I really like this horse's comeback run where it beat the boys in Joburg coming off a long layoff. The only question mark I see here is it is going to end up being carrying top weight against Open Company today, being a mare, because Rachel's horse T-Rex will have the -1.5. So I'm going to have to stick to my rule here. A mare carrying top weight against Open Company, I'm going to play to beat it. It's a bit of a bold move, but I have to stick to the strike rate of the mares carrying top weight and getting beaten. Just speaking here on a horse called T-Rex, it finished on top of Lulu the Legend last time, but when I watched the replay, I feel that Lulu the Legend can reverse the form on T-Rex. It was dropped out, also had a bit of a bad draw. Also, T-Rex did have a bad draw that day, but I feel that Lulu the Legend was finishing strong enough to finish in front of T-Rex. And then going to my clear first choice in this race is Hippocrates, just on the fact that it beat T-Rex in its last run to Soho Star by 5 lengths over here. And if you look at Lulu the Legend and T-Rex, there's not much in it. So on form, Hippocrates has to be my first choice. It looks to have the 3 and the 8 hull. I think it's 11 to 10 top 3. I really make this a really, really good place bet. I can't see any question mark here. It's got pole position. I think this horse will definitely be in the top 3. It's also got a lot of gate speed, and hopefully it can hold on, either win it or a dirty third for us. But I'm very strong here with number 1, Hippocrates, and second choice, Lulu the Legend.
It's 2 Fairy Saddles, and it will be Tristan Gordon aboard. This will be the 6th time he's ridden it. He's done everything but win. He's run 2nd, 3rd, and 4th on Hippocrates and Lulu the Legend. He's looking for that 2nd win at the 18th outing. That's been Gary John and his thoughts on the 8-race program coming through from KZN.